You know, we've reached over 2 million meals served in the city of Bangalore, and some of you asked me what next. And as a part of that, I had kind of written what I think was an action plan, not just for us as individuals, but for every stakeholder in the process. And I put it on my LinkedIn page. Interestingly, some of you said you wanted really a shorter version of what is required and something that says exactly what I as a citizen should be doing to make sure that all of us in society are protected. And as I was thinking about it, I've come to the conclusion that the best way to communicate is to tell you just those two things. If you do, you will change the trajectory of what is happening with respect to the COVID-19 challenge that we are all facing. There's two things that you need to do. One, wear a mask. It cannot be simpler than that. I know a lot of you have questioned whether masks are effective, or why we should wear it. There's so much of misinformation, if you will, about whether wearing masks is right or wrong. Really it comes about because one is not collating all the information we have into one cohesive thought process. You wear a mask so that you don't allow the virus, which is aerosolized, which means really it's going out in the air, you're stopping it from going out if you happen to have the virus and you're not aware. Or if you're in an environment where someone else has, the mask stops it from entering your airspace. So I think for that reason and that reason alone, you need to be wearing a mask. And we are in a country, if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be traveling in a bus, we will have a neighbor 1 foot away. So social distancing in those environments is not as simple as it would be in, let us say, a developed country. So I think the first level of protection is wear a mask. The only additional advice I would give is wash it regularly. When you go back home, put it in a soap water, because the soap water actually breaks down the envelope that the virus has and kills it. It's as simple as that. Take a mask back, put it in soap water for 30 minutes, dry it, and it's ready for use the next day without any virus burden on the mask. It's when you keep the same mask for many, many days without cleaning it is when, instead of being a protection mechanism, it starts becoming a dissemination of virus tool, if you will. The other thing that's equally important is being able to track someone who has come in contact with a person who develops the COVID symptoms. And the government of India has produced what I would call the world's best app possible to make this happen for our environment. All we need to do is take our phones, download that app, leave it there, and should something happen and you happen to have come into contact with a person that shows symptoms of COVID, the government will be able to track people who have come in contact with that person, identify them, notify them, so that they can take precautionary measures in the early days rather than waiting till you're breathless, which is really end stage. We should be able to keep the curve flat. That's my premise. That's why I keep continuing to advise everyone that we need to do just these two things, and the country will be safe, you will be safe, the family will be safe, and everyone around you will be safe. So go ahead, just do that. Wear a mask, download the app. All the very best.